Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Thoughtful Leaders. So, in today's session of Thoughtful Leaders, we have with us Professor Praveen Prasad from MU College of Commerce. Hello, ma'am. Welcome to our platform, College Dunia.
Hello, thank you so much. Thank you.
Ma'am, with your permission, can we proceed with the questions?
Yes, yes, sure. Thank you.
So, ma'am, my first question is, what is the latest program that you are offering in your institute which will help the student outperform and stand apart from the crowd?
We have several programs in the offing. For example, we have a lot of seminars. Recently, we completed a seminar which was a national webinar, and that was on optimizing social media. Many of our students participated in that seminar as participants as well as researchers. We are training our students through our research programs. One is a university program of research, which is called Avishkar. We also have a research magazine, which compiles various student related research articles, which is called Vision Think Tank. We are training our students to hone their research skills through these two avenues. So, even through the seminars, we are motivating and encouraging them to write at least basic research papers under our mentorship. So, this is one area. Second is we are having a lot of training learning programs which is going to develop their holistic skills. For example, recently we had a yoga session, um, Zumba and yoga session, in order to inculcate in them healthy mind and healthy body spirit. So we had a Zumba teacher who was demonstrating some of the basic exercises to them. Then very soon we are starting with a program called personal branding. In this program, we have a marketing consultant whose name is Poonam Kishan Chandani. She's worked in the industry for more than 20 plus years. She is going to train our students. Now, these are third year students. She's going to train them on how they need to um, promote themselves in the social media, whether it is a Facebook or a LinkedIn or an Instagram. Students typically impulsively post photographs and post content not related to themselves. This is a very structured program called personal branding where they will be learning how to prepare industry oriented CV for their LinkedIn account, as well as showcase their various skills and performances and achievements through the Insta and Facebook account. So, this is quite a popular program. We've been having it for the last 3 years under the module of personal branding. Besides that, we have a lot of add on courses. For example, we have effective communication skills, where we have trainers who are live training students through speech, drama, PowerPoint presentations, and oral presentation skills. So these are some of the courses.
Okay, moving on to the next question. What are the factors that make this program best for the students to opt?
One factor I think is topicality. As far as possible, whatever programs we have, whatever add-on courses we have, whatever autonomous short-term courses we have, we make sure that they are industry called for and they help to build employability skills among our students. So that is why I believe, and I'm sure that these courses are very modern in that sense because the students are able to go with the flow and are able to build employability skills with them. So this is the rationale that goes behind facilitating these programs and designing these programs.
Okay, ma'am, what will you say the best practices in the courses that you are offering?
Best practices. I didn't understand your question. What is the meaning of best practices? What
Means,
in this
uh,
context?
ma'am, how it will benefit the students to gain an overall development?
See, these are workshop modes. For example, even the personal branding course that we are having, it's a workshop mode. So the students actually talk, they actually write their own branding statement. They are trained to write their own branding statement, self-branding statement. They are taught to write their own CV, which is very industry oriented. So I think this participative workshop mode is making it a best practice, and we are able to get encouraging response.
Okay. Ma'am, how does this program ensures that the students are being prepared for the future?
See, we have facilitators, we have trainers who are from the industry. Like I told you, the one who is taking up the personal branding course, she is from the industry. She is already a marketing consultant, and she is building brands, and is a consultant for developing social media presence for many companies. So, because of such facilitators, because of such speakers, we are able to bridge the gap between academia and industry. Since we have guest speakers, we have facilitators from the industry itself.
Okay, ma'am, moving on to the next question. As we already know that the market is changing every day, a new technology coming in the market. So for that, ma'am, how did you train yourself and your faculty members to deliver these programs to the students?
As teachers, we are constantly attending faculty development programs. I remember post COVID, the lockdown happened in March 2020. All of us compulsorily attended 2 week, 3 week intensive sessions on how to teach using platforms like Zoom, Google Meet. We went through a structured training. In this case, there were two universities. One of them was Marathwada University. One was a northern university, and they conducted these faculty development programs. And all of us um, compulsorily were a part of these faculty development programs in order to hone and train ourselves to use these platforms to optimize better teaching. And today, with COVID extending for so long and students just have started trickling in the college, we were very confident and we were able to optimize these platforms and have interactive and an effective teaching learning program with them. So we are constantly, participating in faculty development programs. Teachers are encouraged to take part in conferences, seminars, obviously webinars and online conferences thanks to the extended COVID. But all of us teachers are constantly a part of these platforms and these sessions in order to keep abreast with the latest technology.
Okay, ma'am, what were the challenges that you have faced while including this program in your curriculum?
Um, you mean as teachers, correct? Using
Yes,
these
ma'am.
platforms and talking of those challenges. I think the biggest challenge we faced is getting students sustained attention, because typically we have 3, 4, 5 lectures per day average for students, and how to get them, to actively participate in the class with full attention has been quite a challenge. There is a feeling of exhaustion uh, by constantly being exposed to online learning. So that is definitely a challenge. So we are keeping our fingers crossed and hoping that students start coming to college in big numbers, and the new variant uh, is also subsided in Pune, so that we can have live teaching again. And as teachers also, we are more excited to have them physically with us, because that really is a different game for teaching learning. So that was a
Definitely.
huge challenge, getting their attention.
Definitely, ma'am. Ma'am, moving on to the next question. What are the different types of projects that the students are working on through this program?
This year, for the first time, university has introduced an internship program for the third year students. So the students currently are going through an orientation course, which is again mandated by the university as a compulsory preparation for the internship. So as of now, our third year students are going through an orientation program, and most of these orientation programs, which are going to train them in basic communication skills, software, tally, overall personality development, and it is being instituted by Institute of Chartered Accountants. After they undergo this 30 hours orientation course. Most of them, we are helping them, and some of them have found on their own. They will be starting an internship of 60 hours. Again, it is compulsory under Pune University. So depending on whatever option subjects that they have chosen, whether it is banking or marketing or entrepreneurship or costing, they will be interning in the industry for 60 hours. And fortunately for us, being in Pimpri area, we are surrounded with a lot of industries. So getting access to those industries for their internship was not as tough. So this is what they are currently undergoing.
Okay, ma'am, moving on to the last question of the day. What are the career benefits and career options available after pursuing these courses in your institute?
You'll be surprised, but a lot of our students are currently being picked up by the IT industry. I will not even say it is post-COVID, but companies have opened up. IT industry has opened up physically, and we almost had a beeline of companies. Like today, we had ADP in our campus, and they had come to interview and select suitable candidates for various positions in ADP, and they were they sounded very promising. Looking at the feedback from the students through their aptitude test and interviews. So since the market has opened up, and probably because of our location and because of all these skills that we have exposed our students to, I will not say they are fully industry ready, but definitely I can see some grooming which is helping them to be absorbed by the industry, going by the industry inquiries that we are getting.
Okay, that's all for today, ma'am. Thank you for sharing your availability for the interview session. It was a wonderful session.
Thank you for inviting. Thank you.